Hello, this is Patricia Roebuck, and I'm here today to share with you Richard Godai's new party box from his Celebrations collection. It is a steel ruled die, which is great for mass producing these adorable little boxes. To get started, you need to cut two sides of your box to form the entire box. So I have two 8.5 by 11 pieces of cardstock. The side that you want to be the outside of your box is the side that you put down onto your steel ruled die, and then send that through your die cutting machine. I decided to use, though, the smooth side of this textured cardstock because I want to add some stamping. I want to decorate this box a little bit more. The die creases very well, so I want to go ahead and get all those folded on their crease line. And then I'm going to line this box up and use some washi tape to keep it in place. And I want to create some repetitive stamping along the bottom. So on one of the folds there, you can see I tucked it under because that's where the box will continue. I want this to wrap around the box. I'm going to use these sentiments from Celebrations collection. And I'm going to have it say Celebrations. There's two sentiments that say Celebrate. One is a smaller font and one is a larger font. On this bottom row, I'm going to start with the smaller font that says Celebrate. And I'm using this, it's a sea green type color. And against the yellowish green cardstock, it really makes it show up more as a light green color. And because this is a spring party box, I want to add this flower from this stamp set that's also from Celebrations collection. And I'm going to use it with this larger font of Celebrate, and I'm going to alternate that on the next row. I just love party boxes like this, any kind of 3D project that you can make from a die cut. And the steel ruled die really makes it easy to mass produce these. And you can decorate them as little or as much as you'd like. Now I want to add a little bit more. I want to mask off this top part with an extra piece of cardstock. I'm going to tape that in place. This was actually a little tricky because it was kind of hard to see the crease at the top. The next time I would do this, I would probably draw a pencil line so I could see it a little bit better. But now I'm going to take that same flower stamp and I'm going to have those two flower petals pointing down. And those are the only parts that will stamp across the top. So I'm going to create a scalloped border at the top. And then once my scalloped border is complete, I'm going to carefully remove all of the washi tape and start assembling my box. I've done a few of these now, and basically all of the flaps will have double-sided adhesive on them, except I did not put adhesive on one of the bottom flaps because that flap will go over the other flap. And hopefully you can see a little bit better in this video. I know I get off of the video a little bit because sometimes you need that third hand, which, you put it up against your chest to try to hold it in place. But basically, you can see it all folds into place, and all of the flaps will be tucked inside. And in a minute here, you will see that that large bottom flap I will put over. So that's why I don't put any adhesive on that particular one. Everything else will have a strip of double-sided tape, and you can see there that flap that goes on the outside. Make sure as you finish this box to put, and this is a little tricky, you're going to have to open up the top of the box and press it to secure it, but make sure all those flaps go in and adhere those against the wall of the box as best you can. And then that's it. Then you can easily close this up, and now you can add a little tag. I'm going to use these cute little stamp and dies from the Celebrations collection. I'm going to first stamp in the same color using the same cardstock, and I'm going to stamp the little For You onto it in a different ink color. And then I'm going to use the matching die. This is like a bread tag where it just slips through, but I'm not going to cut and snip that top part off. I'm going to leave it connected. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little pretty bow on this. But before I do that, I want to add another little flower. So I'm going to use that same flower set. I stamped 2 of them. But on this one, I snipped all the way through those petals to kind of raise them just a little bit more. And then I'm going to add some foam adhesive to add some dimension. And then adhere that to my tag. I love the spring color of the cardstock and the inks and the softness of this. But you could really also use your pattern paper, or you could use your cardstock and then trim your pattern paper to fit on the front of your box, which I think that would be adorable too. Now I'm going to use this pretty green twine that's from Celebrations, and I'm going to, I doubled the thread because I want a little cute little double bow. And I'm going to get this tied, and I really like to finish off my bows with like a little knot at the end of them. So I'm going to tie this off at the end, give it a nice little knot, and then trim those ends off. It just adds a little, I don't know, it just adds a little cuteness, more cuteness to the bow already. These boxes are so adorable. This one's ready to be filled with candies, chocolates, little gift cards. One of my daughter's teachers actually got one of these, and it just is a nice way to present a nice little gift or to have for party favors.